The following story has been brought to you by StoriesToInspire.org.
In the days of the KGB, when the communists were ruling Soviet Union, so how it was, the KGB had this rule that nobody's allowed to have a lot of money, right? Except obviously the KGB themselves. No one's allowed to have a lot of money. They used to charge into houses, trying to steal all the money, whatever. So there's one particular house that they got a tip off that there's a guy there with a lot of cash. So they break into his house. They conduct some kind of search, whatever. And they find about $100,000 worth of cash in the guy's house. And you can understand, obviously they took it away, they confiscated it from him, it doesn't belong to him, you're not allowed to have this. In Russia, we don't do these sort of things. So they took it for themselves, $100,000 in cash, and they said, don't worry, we're going to come for you tomorrow. What they didn't know, that this guy had another $100,000 in cash hidden somewhere else. That they didn't know about. And he was very, very worried about what's he going to do with it. So he had a son, and he decided what he's going to do is he's going to hand over the rest of his money to his only son, because that's the only way he's going to have any continuation. The police weren't coming for his son, they're only coming for him. So he might as well give it to his son. Hopefully his son will be able to use it. Now, he wasn't able to tell his son that there's money, because the KGB, what they did is when they come into a house, they put recording things that you never knew about, and the minute you say something, they pick it up and forget about it. So he couldn't say anything. So what he did was as follows. So true Meister. He took a belt, one of these thick, like, I don't know, some kind of winter belts, whatever. He opened it up carefully, and inside he stitched in, didn't just stuff it, he stitched in every note to make sure that it was basically like the padding. It became the padding of this belt. The belt was a nice thick belt, didn't look anything unusual that it was bulging with cash. It was fine, he did it that way. As the police come to take him, the KGB come to take him, so he goes to his son, he hands over the belt, and obviously he couldn't say what's inside it. He says as follows, he says, I want you to know, my dear son, that I was once a rich man, but you're also going to be a rich man. And the remembrance is this belt. Remember this belt. Always wear this belt. One day you'll also be a rich man. So the son takes the belt. He has no idea what his father is talking about. His father gets taken into the lorry, into the van, and off he goes, never to be seen of again. The son, his last father's wish, takes the belt, wraps it around, and day after day after day he's wearing this belt. Okay, his father wanted him to. His father said, one day I'm going to be rich. I'm waiting to find out one day. What's the belt going to do with it? I don't know. Many years later, it gets annoying every single day having to wear this belt. And after one particular day, he was working in the field. It was difficult, it was hard, it was hot, it was sweating. He took to this belt and said, what is the point of this belt? I'm obviously not getting the money or the riches that my father was talking about. I'm not interested. And he was so angry. He was so upset that all these years he'd been wearing this belt and he had no money from it and he had nothing in his life. He took the belt and he started smashing it on the floor. And all of a sudden, notes started to come out of the belt, and the guy's like, wow, this is incredible. And one by one, $100,000 in cash. An amazing, amazing thing. But I say, every single one of us has a treasure buried inside us. Little do we realize the kindness that we have, because sometimes we just grow up and we say, I can't do it. I can't become a better person. I can't do more chesed. I can't learn better. I can't daven with more kavan. It's impossible, I can't. You know why? Because I tried when I was 6. And it didn't work then. So it's definitely not going to work now.
Enjoyed this story? Come again. Bring a friend. StoriesToInspire.org